I actually wanted to discuss a certain thing. So, there has always been something that's just been on my mind for a very long time, and I actually wanted to discuss it with you guys, and I figured that today would be the perfect day to actually discuss that. And that is actually, I have my notes, so give me a second. So, it's actually about finding your voice as a game developer. I don't think many people in the industry actually talk about this or even kind of want to bother even discussing these sort of things. And I think that it's actually very important for us to discuss because the fact is that when you first start as a game developer, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know what games you want to make. You don't know what particular genre you are very good at. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. When I first booted up Game Maker all those years ago, trying to be a game developer, like, hey man, I want to make a Super Mario platformer. And, platformers are all cool and dandy, but generally, and it's not the dash on platformers. Let's get this straight. The majority of it is that you really don't know what you like to create as a game developer. That's first and foremost. You try your best to create things that you like, but you really don't understand what goes into it and what are the secret ingredients to make games great. You're just basically haphazardly throwing everything into a pot and being like, okay, well, it's gonna come out perfect, but you really don't know what the recipe is calling for or what are making these things great. And until you start the prototype and figure out what works and what doesn't work, what things you want to put together, or just in general what you want to do, it's kind of hard for you to find that voice, that thing that makes you stand out amongst all the other game developers. Because millions of people made Flappy Bird, but there's only one Flappy Bird. Millions of people try to make Grand Theft Auto, but there's only one Grand Theft Auto. And this is not in any way trying to discourage people from making the game that they want to make. It's the fact that until you find your voice, and I'll continue to repeat this, you really don't know what you're good at making that makes you stand out and makes you have a Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, Grand Theft Auto, Saint Row, those sort of games where you have millions of people loving the game. And you figured out exactly what little special sprinkle sauce that you had to put in there to make that game that game. And that series that series. And even throughout all the years of me doing Game Maker or making Unity games or doing whatever I felt that made my game special, it just never really clicked in. It wasn't really, it didn't make the game feel like something that I made. It always felt like it was a clone of something. And even, what is it? Until I created World Defender, I really always felt that. I didn't know what type of magic sauce I could put in something to make it or tweak it or make it the thing that I wanted to make. And until recently, when I figured out that, and you can't take this is mine, okay? When I wanted to make World Defender and I realized that I wanted everything to be interconnected and have one gigantic universe spanning across all the games that I made, that was the first time when the game actually felt like it was something that I made, and it was the voice that I needed to speak to. It's always something that I've always wanted as a kid, where, you know, like the best example of this would be Super Smash Brothers, where all these things are in all their different universes. They all are self-contained into their games, but it always takes what is it? A little kid thinking about, man, I want to take Link and I want to take Mario and I want them in one game, but I want them to beat each other's brains out. And even though World Defender doesn't have that sort of thing, but it lends to the ability of that is what I wanted to do. I want everything to be in one contained universe, and you go to different worlds like a Kingdom Hearts and you interact with them, but they're all self-contained like Disney does. That's the perfect example, Disney. And now that it's slowly starting to put its pieces together, it's it's starting to feel like something that I truly enjoy and I truly love. And I don't think anybody in the world understands how much that feels. You don't, once you find what makes your game, or what concept or what you're good at doing, everything starts to feel euphoric. Everything feels angelic. You feel like you're in cloud nine. Nothing can stop you. It just feels like, ooh, success. And I want everybody to feel that. But until you start prototyping and making other things and trying to make these things what you want it to be, you're never going to get there. So go out and create. Just make stuff. Make as many prototypes as possible. Don't finish anything. I know that's counterintuitive to what I'm saying, but go out, create as much as you can, make things that you like, make experiment, and then you'll start to realize, man, I think this prototype here is what I wanted, but I don't like all this extra stuff. Let me pull from this one and this one and this one and this one and even that one, and then you start to realize, whoosh, everything's perfect. Everything is what you always wanted it to be. It's exactly what you wanted. But I'm curious. Have you actually found your secret sauce? Leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.